This is part two of how to do a inventory drop-in system, but I'm going to talk about how to do the coins, how to save the coins. So you can see when I press load, nothing comes up. All right, so I press play, and I'm going to grab the coins, and you see that he gained 10, 15, and you gain his other item. All right, so I'm going to go back into it. Press load, and now he's gained his item here, and he's got 15. So I'm gonna show you how I did that. All right, how I got that 15 to show up on the coins. And you can notice that it's not there either. The items I picked up. Okay, well I picked up those. I go back into it. He's got 45. Oh, he's not. It's not being destroyed. Looks like. That's one thing it's not doing. It's not destroying my coins. Something's not working right. Uh, well, something's not completely working right. I mean, it saves my score at the top, but the coins keep coming back. I think the item is not correct. Excuse me. Should be coins 11201, and delete is not. It's not the right. See how it's not the right number? Got to make sure it's the right name, naming convention. Otherwise, it's not going to save right. So it's got to be the same name, coins 1201, coins 1201, and it's got to match in your crate too as coins 1201, coins 1201. Then it should not be there anymore. Well, it's there now, but let's go back into it. And I know the number's off here. I didn't adjust the X and Y coordinates. But see now, the coins are not there anymore because I changed that naming convention. So now it saved the coins too, of course. All right, and then so let me show you what I did. Okay, in the room 0, you want to make sure that you make a, I just call mine score it. Score it has this information. Make sure it's visible, but off screen. You probably, yeah, make sure it's visible because you want to make sure you show a score of 0. So um, what you do here is you go to your score tab, drag over a set score. It's 0. Then you want to drag over a test score, make sure it's equal to, and then value is 0. All right, and then make sure it's set up to game start. Go to event, go to the other here, and choose your game start. Then you do a draw, drag over a coded sheet from the control tab, and you say this. So you want to make your, I chose yellow for my text, and then I made a font. So you go to your font folder, and I created the font. I chose one of these styles here, Arial, or any of these down here, script, and then you choose your boldness and your size, and then right here I have my font I added, and then your bracket, open bracket, close bracket. Inside the open and close bracket, you want to, this is where you arrange your align your text. So my text is way off, so I probably want to go maybe 500, maybe 550, and then the Y is in the right location, going up and down. X is going horizontal, Y up and down, and then the string is called score. That's how I was able to save it because I used that string name score. All right, so then depth minus 600. All right, so that's the first step. It's plopping, the score in there. The second step is to, in the load button, all right, you want to say this in the load button. So you want to make sure that give it a save name. I gave mine a save3. It said save3.ini. And this is basically saying if you have nothing saved, then this message is going to pop up: no save file found. This is generic. This is a generic save file not found. You could grade that out and then add this instance create. You can add your own image message box, and you could say the same thing as an image box. Create it in Photoshop, whatever, and then you can use the object. You can change this message box. This is your object name you would give it. So OBGA, whatever you create. You bring it in. You can use that instead of using the generic show message. But whatever you want to do. All right, and then this right here is a variable. So, like I said, the variable is called score. So I just showed you that in the text. And then you save it as score. And then when you start out with 0. This is also saving your room you're in, not the position. It's saving the room you're in. For some reason, I wasn't able to save my position using this score. When I doing this score, for some reason, I had a conflict with the saving to position, so I had to use save. You're pretty much saving to room. So whatever room you're in, GameMaker will save that room you're in at the beginning. It won't be in the middle like the save the position is. All right. Like I said, you can use a flag. You collect a flag, and then you press on the flag, and then you would jump to that position. And I talked about that in my previous videos on how to use jump to position by collecting the flag. So this is saving your score and the room you're in. So that's the first step. All right, and then the player collects the coin, the object coin. So in your score tab, you want to drag over another set score, and you want to say, okay, when he collects a coin, he's going to get 5, a score of 5, and make sure you set it to relative, so it will show he's got 5. And then it's going to do create an effect, which is going to be this create instance. You drag over a create instance, and it's going to do this effect that I'll talk about in a minute, and set it to relative. So it's going to show at the bottom of your character this effect when you collect a coin. And then it's going to destroy other, which is going to be destroy that one particular coin that you pick up, not all of them. You don't want to set it to self. It'll destroy all of them. So set it to other. All right. And then the coin itself. Excuse me. The object coin. So go to create, drag over coded sheet, and then you're going to say the same thing you did with the next item and the pickup items. You're going to do the same thing. You're going to make a unique name here for your inbox. In open folder, pretty much, and it's going to read the real at this particular name that you give it, and then it's going to close it out, and then it's going to destroy it. It's going to take one away and destroy it. Then you want to do a destroy in that event. Name the same name you gave it as in the create event, same name and convention. Otherwise, it's not going to work. It's not going to delete the item. So once you pick it up, it's reading the real and it's going to write the real. So, excuse me, it's going to save it pretty much. And then it's going to do an instance create of object save, and it's going to destroy that coin, of course. So now it's going to jump to this instance create object save. This is where it's going to completely save it. So do a create, and then you drag over another alarm for 1 second. Then it's going to do this. It's going to save. Make sure the file is the same name, save3, ini. It's going to save the room you're in, and it's going to save the score. All right, so you need this instance create to happen, because if you don't, it's not going to save it. It's never going to save it where you have a coin, because the way it's set up before I did this instance create is it's going to save the room and the coins you're in that when you start the game. When you always start the game, you have 0 coins, so you don't want to save there. You want to save it when you collect a coin. So that's what's happening here. When you collect a coin, it's going to do this instance create of the object save, and it's going, after 1 second, it's going to save your score, the coin you picked up, and the room you're in. Not the position, but the room you're in. So you may not need this room, but I would just leave it in there because what you're really just doing is you just want to save the score. Because when you first start the game, it's actually saving the room you're in, you know. But so this is probably not really needed. You could probably grade that out, and well, not that. Sorry, this room you're in, because it's already saving the room you're in when you first start the game. So you only really need it to save the score when you collect the score wherever it's at in the room, and then it's going to close it out. All right, and I set that to -600, and I think that's pretty much it. All right, let me just make sure this works since I graded that one thing out. Yeah, so now I adjusted the score. Do I have any more coins? Yep. All right, and then I'll show you that effect in a minute. I forgot to talk about that. Yeah, 115. So I graded that portion out in the object save. So like I said, this room, save the room is not needed because like I said, you have it already set up where it's going to save the room you're in. You're just basically trying to save the score when you collect the coin. All right, so the effect real quick. The effect I got online for free. So it's just a small animation where it blinks. It doesn't rotate here, but it does rotate in the game. Um, I could use the particles, but the particles, use too many particles and you're going to have problems with the game crashing because it uses up a lot of memory. So I'm just using a particle that was created and they uploaded it to as an image online. So I just downloaded that image. Make sure you set it to centered under the character, and then after okay, then I drag it. I did a alarm for 4 seconds, and then it hits the alarm at 4 seconds, and then it's going to destroy itself. Okay, now this coded sheet right here I added is image angle equals iRandom 360. So I already talked about this in my previous videos, but what this does is that every time you collect the coin, it's going to rotate the effect a little bit. So it's going to look different every time you pick up a coin. It's going to rotate those flares, those 4 flares. It's going to rotate it at an angle, maybe at 270, maybe at 90, maybe at 180, maybe at 0. So it's going to rotate that so it looks interesting. It doesn't look stale. It doesn't look like it's just stiff and not doing anything. So it's going to blink, and this code right here is going to make it rotate a little bit. Now you could actually go in here and rotate it using this animation, using the animation rotate sequence, but then you're going to take up space. It's going to take up space on your game, and your file size is going to go up. And you really don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have to. So you just use this code right here, this random code, and it's going to rotate the image every time you pick it up, just for a second. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. When you pick it up, it'll rotate it automatically. It could be 270, it could be 180, 0, or 990. Excuse me. All right. So, and this effect will be underneath the character when he picks it up. So this will conclude the video on this on how to save the score. All right. Thanks for watching.